Welcome to Security Weekly. I am your host, Matt Alderman. We are recording live from BlackHat 2019. We're in our suite at Mandalay Bay, and joining me for this interview is David Etue, Global Head of Managed Security Services for Blue Voyant. Welcome.
Well, how you doing?
Great. So I always like topics around small to medium businesses because I think they're at a slight disadvantage over large enterprises who have a lot more resources. And when I say resources, I mean budget and people and all the other things that you need to pull off a security program. And so I want to talk a little bit about where do you see the challenges with small to medium enterprises when it comes to defending their organizations?
Yeah, I think it's a great topic, one I love too, and I think you identified some of the key ones. But I had this moment actually at this conference a few years ago where I think used the term security for the 1%. Was that walked on the show floor and amazing, tons of innovation, tons of technology, but what I saw was you go to a booth and they, well, you needed a former, NSA operative, or senior intelligence person to use the product, and a small medium-sized business, frankly, even most large businesses don't have that kind of talent, let alone a plurality of them. And so, it actually is what started my journey into, managed security services, was seeing that, this idea that we needed to do a much better job of defending the 99%. And so I think, the issues you talked about, it's the ability to, is your team big enough that we see issues that the team, while they might be good at something, they're forced to be generalists. It's not that they can't be experts. It's that, you don't get to have a 4-person team that just does endpoint security. You have a 3 to 5-person team that does endpoints, firewalls, and,
Right.
the
If
web
you
filtering,
even
the
if you
works.
get that many,
Right.
right? I could be the IT guy who's deploying the server, but also responsible for patching and scanning and endpoint detection and everything else, right? I
Exactly.
mean, it could even be worse than that.
Yep. So definitely see the talent challenges, but I think one of the things is I always encourage business to ask is who is the solution designed for? That there's a the kind of dirty vendor secret is when you're designing a solution, you design for personas, and you're so like, hey, here's the target customer I'm building for, and I always tell people, ask the vendor when they come in, what's the target persona for this, and see if that matches your solution. That is this something that you can bring to life, even if you could buy it at a price point that worked for your budget. Is it something that you could successfully operate? And if it's not, it's obviously not the right solution. And so I think there are some people that are building great solutions that are designed for that marketplace, and then I think both we at Blue Voyant, a number of folks are doing services that are designed for those customers in mind.
Yeah, so you've got lots of great technology out there. Like you said, you walk this floor, and I was down there at lunch. You've got your vuln scanners, and you've got your SIMs, and you've got your endpoint detection response vendors, and they're all down there. But as a small to medium enterprise, you need multiple teams to manage a lot of those tools, and it's tough. So how does Blue Voyant kind of pull all these different pieces together from a solution offering perspective? Kind of walk us through what are some of those different offerings that a small to medium enterprise might look at to Blue Voyant to actually help them, not necessarily manage those tools by themselves, but get some of those services from you.
Yep. Yeah. And what we've built is we want to be the extension of your team that is doing 24/7 managed detection and response services company. And we have other things we do beyond that, but at the core, if you can't either understand your security posture, that you're recognize an attack and remediate it, a lot of other things just become noise. And those are also some of the more challenging things to do if you're a resource constrained organization. So we have a couple of core offerings. The first is our managed detection response offering, our MDR Plus, where one of our keys, our platform is using. We've partnered with best in breed technology providers, and our goal is to bring the technology and expertise that used to be only available to the world's largest and most well-defended companies down to the market. And so, with our MDR Plus offering, we're bringing a next-gen AV technology from partners like CrowdStrike or Carbon Black, along with the expertise of our 24/7 security operations centers, which we have great talent where they're located in College Park, Maryland, and Tel Aviv, Israel, two areas where there are phenomenal cybersecurity talent that we can retain great folks, and then a a great technology platform along with our own threat intelligence that not only can help detect attacks, but also help our customers remediate them. That we will actually, that there's a lot of folks that talk about, the MDR has become a very sexy term.
Yeah.
But remediate is usually, tell you what to do, and we will actually, with the right permission from the customer, within defined rules, take action on their behalf. So at 2 in the morning, when when an adversary,
Right.
in Eastern Europe's woken up and you haven't, we can actually, if given permission, we'll go in and actually help respond to the event on the client's behalf. And I think that's a big challenge for folks is dealing with things off hours. So basically our MD offering brings this next gen AV technology and expertise to managing the endpoint, and then we have what we call detection as a service, which is also helping detect and respond to attacks, but where we're taking their security telemetry data, so their endpoint logs, either if it's our MDR service or what they have in place, their perimeter security logs, their directory services, their asset information, and doing the same services for them to help them to detect and respond to attacks. And then for organizations that have still resource constrained but have slightly larger teams, we have an upgrade to detection as a service where we called Managed SIM, where we actually co-manage a Splunk hosted by Blue Voyant in our cloud. So we provide the Splunk expertise, the health monitoring, all the things necessary, so that a resource constrained team can, if they have the folks who can do some basic.
So if you have some security analysts around, you don't have to manage the Splunk deployment itself, right? It's kind of a co-share model.
Yeah. So now you just can spend your time. You want to run queries. You want to learn more about your. You can do that versus carrying from Splunk, plus having again our 24/7 experts, managing the detection response on your behalf.
Got it.
And then we have other offerings like deception, vulnerability management, other add-ons that we have some threat intelligence additions for certain industries to help look for credentials or other risks that your organization may have. So a number of different offerings that can then help them manage their cyber risk.
So if I were to think about the perfect customer for Blue Voyant, is it someone who has a security team and a security practice but needs additional help? Or is it an organization that really doesn't have a security team or process at all and is looking to get started? Is there a perfect kind of match there, or is it either one?
Well, I think we've set our offerings with different tiers based on where they are in their maturity curve, and so I think in general, that recognition of the cybersecurity problem and a desire to do something about it, I think is the first point. They don't have to have a security person. A number of our clients we're working with, an IT security manager who also wears a security hat. So we can start in you don't have to have that security team investment, and then again, because we talked to Managed SIM, that can be with a team that is has much more maturity, but just perhaps doesn't have the running a 24/7 SOC is a
it's tough.
It's tough. It's expensive. It's a people kind of, they're like, oh, a prospect said, well, I just need 3 people. I'm like, well, no, you actually, you need, in theory, you need 5, but you really need 10 to 12 because people get sick, go on vacation. You don't want someone in the office alone at night because you don't want someone to have a medical issue and the next crew come in the morning and find them there, and so
because you're thinking, I need somebody in the U.S., I need somebody in the Middle East, and I need somebody in Asia Pacific, Singapore, right? And I only need 3, but no, you need backup for those and somebody to manage those teams and who's transitioning all the.
They only work 5 days a week, and then by the way, those people actually have to be experts in detection and response, so which becomes expensive. And I think one of the biggest challenges that small mid-sized organizations deal with is this is an industry that has nearly a 0% unemployment rate, and there's a lot of frustration in mid-market clients where you bring someone on, you train them, and then they go to a large organization who has larger budgets, who can pay more, or just from a career path that they say, oh wow, I really enjoyed this I really enjoy doing endpoint forensics. I'm going to go get a job being a forensics person, which is not a career path a small organization can offer. And so
Right.
it's that retaining of the talent that even if you have it is something I have a lot of sympathy for CISOs of smaller organizations.
Yeah, we used to, used to talk about how the financials would go poach the folks out of the federal government, and then everybody would go poach the people from the financial industry because that's how they kind of learned, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't perpetuate that too very far because then you run out of resources, and that's kind of where we are a little bit in the industry. Is just a little shortage. We actually did a really good segment with ISC Squared. It was like the number was close to 3 million. Everybody uses this 1.5 million number, but they actually did a research study and realized it's closer to 3 million. And so yeah, it is definitely impacting our industry, but small to medium enterprises the most.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's statistic that there's actually now more there's viewed that there's more open jobs in security than there are jobs that are filled jobs in security. And so,
it's good for all of us, I guess.
Yeah, and I think it's great. Yeah, I think the one of the questions that clients will ask us was, so if it's so hard, how do you retain people? And I think that we've got a great mission to to help protect our clients, and we have a huge investment in our technology stack. To get 2 24/7 security operations centers. We also have a threat intelligence business that's the PR business, which all of our MSS clients get access to that data that we're on their behalf. But so we people want to come work for us because they get to impact a large number of clients. There's great career opportunities. We're doing new interesting things, and so it's it's something that, well, I'll say recruiting is never easy. We have great demand interest in people who want to come work for us and help our clients, which is great.
Well, you have a lot of different offerings, right? So if somebody wants to start here and move over to this group, you have it.
Yep.
Where a small to medium enterprise may not have that opportunity for you to make that career shift. So because you offer so many other services, you can provide your employees hopefully what they want, which is specialize in certain capabilities, which also is helping enhance all of your customers because you can continue to retain really good talent as well as delivering a really good service. So if people want to get more information about Blue Voyant, where should we direct them?
So I think you can always go to our website, so www.bluevoyant.com. I think from if you love the topic we're talking about now, I just published an ebook called "Defending the 99% that actually talks about a number of these issues and challenges and solutions for them, and some suggestions on how you can engage with vendors when you're to learn how good of a solution is a fit for you. That's available in our resource section. We also just launched a blog. It's called a day in the life of the SOC that we're talking about every week. We're talking about real life risks and attacks that we're seeing in our clients and what we're doing on our behalf and what people can do to prepare for them. So depending if you're looking for technology, you're looking for kind of more strategy, we've got a number of resources there that we'd love to have you come see and share.
That's awesome. David, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And with that, we'll take a break and we'll see you back soon.